Okay. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Excuse me, please, 1 second. Natakat Krishna is troubling us too much, right? He doesn't know I'm 81. Narayana. Doesn't matter. What all is done with love by Krishna is okay. Right. Now, this particular Upanishad, you should have noticed. Normally, Purnamadaha Purnamidam is done in the last. But we chant in the beginning. Why? This Upanishad has that as the Shanti part. Every Upanishad has its own Shanti part. Some have Sahanavatu, some have Shanno Mitraha, some have. Hello?
Yes, uncle.
Hello? Right, okay. Some have Bhadram Karnebhi, some have Apyayantu. Like this, different Upanishads have their own Shanti part. Isavasya Upanishad has chosen Purnamadha. There is a reason for this. The very first sloka is complete explanation of this Shanti part. Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. See, the world in which we are is constantly changing. That is why it's called Jagat. Jayati, Gacchati, Iti Jagat. If the world doesn't change, we cannot live. Transactional world has to change. If you don't get hungry, there is something wrong with you. You become hungry, you have to eat. You have to digest. You have to go to toilet. You have to sleep. You have to wake up. You have to walk. All changes. The world, transactional world, is nothing but changes. You need that way. But in a changing world, ever-changing world, how do you discover a changeless state of existence, consciousness, and happiness? How do you get from something which is constantly changing? Simple answer is you cannot get. Then what do we do? Just understand this changeless, this changing world is only an appearance of the changeless reality. The changing world is the potential of the changeless reality. Without itself changing, it can appear as though it is changing and give us utility. Really, confusion. Okay. Can you wear gold as it is? You cannot wear. You make them into ornaments, earring, chain, and bangle. Is there anything other than gold in the ornaments? No. Then how gold you cannot wear, ornaments you can wear, Both are only gold, nothing but gold. That is called trick. Gold has in it the potentiality, without its changing, appear to change and become useful for us to use. Space, can it change? It cannot change. It is changeless. But when you build walls around it, it becomes a room. It appears as though it changes, and then it becomes useful. In reality, it has not changed. The dreamer, is he different from the waker? Has the waker changed to be the dreamer and the dream world? He didn't change. He didn't change, but appears to have changed in the dream world. This phenomena, which appears as though real, but on inquiry is found to be apparent, meaning it has a reality different from what it appears. Dream is apparent because it has a reality, the waker, different from the dreamer. Gold is the reality behind the ornaments. Ornaments are nothing but gold. The apparent ornaments have another reality, supporting reality, governing reality called gold. Called gold. With the knowledge everything is gold, ornaments you use, you break and make into new forms, new models. Every day you dream differently. The waves and the bubbles are different. What are they in essence? Water. Water, without it changing itself, appears to be the waves and the bubbles, which entertain the onlookers and can even produce hydraulic energy through this oscillation. Thus, there is a reality. It appears to be different. In fact, it is not different. In fact, it is not difference. Differences are for transactions. Any changing phenomena has to have a changeless reality. The waves and the bubbles have to have water as its reality. The entire dream world, my enemy, my friend, my car, my scooter, my aeroplane, all are nothing but the waker, the changeless one. Earring, bangle, chain, all are nothing but gold. Right? It is okay, you will understand. But the world, similarly, which is changing, should have a changeless reality. Otherwise, change is not possible. If our science have said it, the science says, world is electron, proton, neutron, means substances. But then they say, these substances become into waves, energy waves. Atoms change themselves to be waves, particles. So, not only that, we have read in our high school classes, matter and energy can neither be created nor destroyed. If matter cannot be created nor destroyed, it has to be changeless. If energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it has to be changeless. Something changeless cannot have space. If there is a space, it will change. Means It's there everywhere. Matter is there everywhere. Energy is there everywhere. How is it possible? Only one thing can be there everywhere. How can two things be there everywhere? Because if energy is also there along with matter everywhere, where energy is there, matter is not there. Where matter is there, energy is not there. Then how can it be everywhere? Right? See, I can make these things very simple. I don't have to struggle this way, nor you have to struggle to understand. But if I make them very simple, you seem to understand when I'm talking, but there is nothing for you to later on reflect and to understand. If I have to stun your attention to make you reflect, and through reflection, it becomes your own idea, I have to use different style. Therefore, for you, it may appear little difficult. Then I need your cooperation in contemplating after the class. And if you have problems, to come back to me. I won't make it very simple because I know that very simple things are not useful. Right? My style is little difficult only. So now, if there is a changing thing, there has to be a changeless reality. Matter is changeless, energy is changeless. There cannot be two changeless realities. Therefore, matter alone is energy. How matter alone can be energy? It has in that potential to appear to be different. Matter alone becomes energy. Now, matter converts to be energy, energy converts to be matter. Only one, two dimensions interchanging according to the same science. Anything in static condition and uniform motion, anything in static condition and uniform motion needs a third agency to effect the change. So if matter and energy are the same, there has to be a third entity to bring this change. What is that? Scientists have questioned this themselves and said there is something different from this. And today, most of the scientists who got Nobel Prize have agreed. There is a consciousness, there is a substratum. We cannot prove it. It is not subject to laboratory verification. They have said it because they are all very noble people, these scientists, because they are truth seekers. They are truth seekers. They have said this honestly. But they said we can't also prove this. So therefore, matter energy, when it interchanges, there is a third reality. The third reality, not only there is a third reality which doesn't change, it affects the change. It has to be intelligent reality. Otherwise, how will it change? There is a third reality which is there all the time, which is intelligent, which changes things for our utility and gives us happiness. Right? If you know this changeless reality, changes will not bother you. If you know gold is the reality of all ornaments, when they break, you are not troubled. If you know what is the reality of waves, bubbles, etc., when they are born, when they die, you will not weep because you know they are all water only. When you know you are the dreamer, when the dreamer is born, when the dreamer dies, when the dreamer goes into trouble, you are not bothered. Has anybody complained next day morning, oh, in my dream I've been stabbed, I become a pauper? Nobody complains. Nobody even tells what he dreamt. Right? So once you know the essence of this manifold, apparent, changing world, changes do not affect you. How? They give a very standard, beautiful example. In the dark, you see a snake. You are frightened. And then you took the light and put. There is no snake, there is a rope. There is a rope. You see something, but rope is not clear. Then rope appears to be snake. You can't see a snake without a rope. Rope doesn't need a snake to be known as a rope. The snake is seen because there is a rope. The changing mystic world is seen because there is a truth. Now, when you bring light, snake disappears. When you bring knowledge, differences disappear. Like the wave, the bubble, etc. They disappear. So, when you bring light, you will discover the same rope was snake. What is the size of the snake? Size of the rope. Where from the snake has arisen? From the rope. Where did the snake disappear? Into the rope. Is there anything other than rope? Rope eva satyam. Snake mithya. Right? What is the size? Same as rope. That is what it says. Purnamadaha. That truth, that God is complete, infinite. Purnamidam. This changing world, the snake is also infinite. Purnat Purnamudachyate. When you remove the snake from the rope, rope alone remains. Purnameva vasishyate. What remains is also complete. Rope is complete. Snake is complete. Snake can be removed. When the complete snake is removed, what remains is the complete rope. What is the difference between the rope and the snake? Snake can be removed through light. Rope cannot be removed. World can be removed through knowledge. Bhagavan, Satyam, Satchit, Ananda cannot be removed. The world that you experience as terrible is nothing but this Satchidananda. If it is Satchidananda, how do I experience it to be terrible? That's your capacity. You are greater than Bhagavan. Your creation is more greater than Bhagavan. You see things that are not there. Somebody sees a snake on a rope, he can get a heart attack. Is Bhagavan responsible or rope responsible for that? Because you do not see Bhagavan, you see the plurality. Where there is plurality, there is insecurity. Where there is insecurity, negative thoughts. Where there are negative thoughts, it covers the truth. And where truth is covered, you experience death, mortality, and sorrow. Therefore, what's your job now? Immediately try to bring out the rope from the snake. Bring out water from the waves. Bring out waker from the dreamer. Cover the dreamer with the waker. Cover the waves and the bubbles with water. Cover the snake with the rope. This is called Isa Vasyam. Isa, the Lord, the governing factor. Waker governs the dreamer. Water governs the wave. Gold governs the ornaments. Rope governs the snake. That which governs is called Isha, Prabhu, Lord. That's you. Because the existence in you, the consciousness in you, the life in you is the same existence everywhere, is the same life everywhere. There are no different existences. When that existence, since it exists, it has life. So that existence, that consciousness in you is the same existence, consciousness everywhere, in all. You alone are there. So you are the governing factor. You govern the entire world. Whom have you to be afraid? What have you to shun? What have you to fear? What have you to despise? You are the Lord of the universe. You created this universe. Isha Vasya Midagam Sarvam Yat Kinchit Jagatyam Jagat. In this changing world, whatever is there, moving and unmoving. In my dream, the plane that moves, the hills that don't move, the animals that move, the trees that don't move, are all me. Yat kinchit sacharacharam. Chara, moving. Achara, not moving. Jagatyam jagat. This ever-changing world. Understand, it is all to be you. You, the Lord of the universe. You, the Lord of the universe. Sir, I did a mistake to come to your class. I have been having problem after problem. Challenges after challenges. Fear of COVID. Fear of COVID. Fear of Pandits. Pandits in Sanskrit are called COVIDs. Because they bombard you with all the information they know. Sir, I am afraid everywhere. My wife, my servant, my children, all of them boss over me. And you say, I am the Lord. Yes, sir. Just because I came to your class, can you say this? I am the Lord of the universe. Yes. In sleep, where there are no dreams, you experience the waker, you experience the existence and consciousness. Because there is no mind, it is peaceful. This existence, conscious peace in your sleep, is it different in others? A rich man, a poor man, a saint and a sinner, a ruler and a ruled. It's not different. And that is the security. There is no difference. And why it is governor? Because after you get up, all the experiences and thoughts and memories spring forth from this consciousness. In sleep, they went back. On waking up, they manifest. From where? From the same consciousness. This consciousness gave birth to these manifestations, kept in it, withdrew unto it, maintained it. They gave birth to this. They maintained this different world. They take back unto it. This is called Lord. Ishavasya. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Yetova imani bhutani jayanti, yena jatani jivanti, yet pravishanti, into which they
Lali, has it stopped only for me or for everybody? Uncle,
for everybody. I was just
For me also it stopped, Harsha.
Hello? Yeah. You
Yes,
know why it got cut?
why
Because I was having a problem with the words, my memory. So Krishna said, you should not be exposed. Yet prayatya abhivishanti, having departed, into which they enter. The waking world came from the sleeper. The waking world existed in the sleeper. When he goes to bed, they enter into him. The snake manifested from the rope. It existed in the rope. It goes back into the rope. So that is the governing factor. This being common in all, this existence, consciousness, and bliss, this is the governing factor, Isha. One more thing. It is very simple to practice. You don't need, if you understand what I'm going to tell now, You don't need any more listening, any more texts. But difficult practice. It's easy to understand if you try. If you try, it is easy to understand, but difficult to practice, but can be achieved. Please mark these three words. Easy to understand with guidance, difficult to practice, but 100% can be achieved. What is it? What is it? See, when you get up only, you have the world and the problems. Is it not? That means where there is no mind, there is no problem. Only when the mind is there, world is there, and you have problems. So all that you have to do is, even though you are seeing the world, even though you are transacting in the world, detach from the mind. Is it possible? It's possible in waking. It's not possible in dream. While you are dreaming, you cannot see it as your dream. Waker cannot see it as a dream. That is, both waking consciousness and dream consciousness cannot be there simultaneously. But when we are transacting, you can see your mind to be separate, your hand moving, your mouth talking. You can see all these gadgets to be different from you. You are the one who uses them, or who should use them. You are different from them. And having known you are different from them, and all these are created by my mind because in sleep they are not there. Mind is not real because it continuously changes. That which continuously changes is not real. It comes after a wake up, and it is only an illusion or a delusion. And hence, transactional world, let it go through. Let the mind believe it can get happiness through something. Let the hands work for it. Let the intellect guide. You be a spectator. If you are a spectator to the body, mind, intellect functions, you are in the state of sleep, though you are awake. The mind cannot affect you that much. It will still have something, but it won't be that much. The best example is given by our Paramaguru Tapovan Maharaj. When you bathe in Ganges on a hot day, half of your body is in water. The other half is exposed to sun. So you feel both the chillness below, the heat above. You can manage. But if the heat is too much, what do? Take a dip into the waters. You rest in this consciousness and transact in the world. You will experience the bliss of the consciousness and the heat of the world. When the heat of the world is too much, dip into the consciousness. Very simple. This dipping is called releasing yourself from the clutches of the mind, from the clutches of the body, from the clutches of the intellect, renouncing your identification that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. He alone can enjoy real happiness. Others enjoy pseudo happiness. This man enjoys real happiness because the happiness that he enjoys is from the eternal, blissful, conscious existence. Like in sleep, there is no comparative experience of happiness as in sleep. Why? Detached from the mind. That is the real happiness. In waking, if you can detach from your mind, you can experience this consciousness which is blissful. Only on renunciation, you can experience real happiness. Other joys through the pseudo joys or because of a pseudo coffee. Coffee is there, you are happy. And yesterday I fell in the bathroom. Soon somebody said, reduce coffee. I am taking only one coffee now. They said that is coffee. Okay. That doesn't matter. So these are all, you feel happy with the coffee. Somebody says, don't take coffee. Coffee is giving you trouble. And the same coffee, what you enjoy 4 times. 5th coffee you cannot enjoy. And what you enjoyed 8 years back, now you cannot enjoy. What you enjoyed in your childhood, now you cannot. Can you enjoy toys now at my 81 age, or even at 50 years you yourself? They don't have the real joy. The real joy is in sleep. That state is your real nature. On waking up, detached from this mischief of the mind, which says this has happiness, that has happiness, and ask her to shut up. And you get out of that. That's what Gurudev says, shut up and get out. You will find the real happiness. You will find you are the master. This is said, Tena tektena bunjita. Let me do the 2 lines together again. Isha vasya midagam sarvam. This whole world is pervaded, or should be pervaded, should be clothed, should be seen as that governing Lord, the Satchidananda. Isha vasya midagam sarvam. Yet kinchit sacharacharam. Jagat yet kinchit jagatyam jagat. That whichever moves or not doesn't move in this ever-changing world, renouncing your identification with this changing world, tena tektena, thus renouncing. Tena here is a peculiar usage. It's not an instrumental class. Thus, or by that renunciation. Instrumental class only, by that renunciation. Tena tektena, by that renunciation. Bunjita, enjoy. If you want to enjoy your life, if you want to enjoy godliness, detached from the mind, detached from the body, detached from the changing phenomena. Tena tektena bunjita. Right? So he has told you the truth. He has told you the technique. He has told you the truth. He has told you the technique. And he said, gave the Palasruti. You will enjoy Ma Bunjita. Right? So, Sravana, you didn't know such a thing exists. You now knew through listening. Through your contemplation, even while listening, it is possible. You understand. What you understand, if you try to look in yourself, you can experience. These are the 3 stages of realizing the truth. You now do not know there is a thing like that. You will gain it through knowledge, Sravana. You don't understand it. Understand through Manana. You don't experience it. Experience it through Nididhyasana. The first 2 lines almost have this. After that, habitual errors come. Your mind still can say, okay, let me do this, let me do that, run after this, run after that. He says, don't run after. You don't need them. What you need, you will get it. Because you are composed, you are happy. You are happy, you are composed, you have discovered the Lord, you don't need anything. In that discovery, you are the Lord, you are there in all, you are not different from all, you love them. When you love them, you want to serve them. When you want to serve them, you have to produce. Your production all will become natural without the hanging ups of an ignorant man. The ignorant man suffers when he produces. The enlightened man enjoys his production. They will all be natural, spontaneous to you. You don't have to struggle. And don't try to compare. You don't need all that. Why are you comparing with others? He has so much. Yes. His sorrow is proportional to his assets. You want that? God is compassionate to you, so he didn't give you. Why are you comparing? Each one is different. He cannot become you, you cannot become him. He cannot become you, you cannot become him. I read it somewhere, Satan telling, this God has taken off all that I have, but he has not taken off the will that I hate him. This God has taken off all that I have, but he has not taken off the will that I hate him. That's called independency. Why do you need anybody's wealth? Why do you have to compare anybody's wealth? Magradah kasya siddhanam. Do not envy others' wealth because it doesn't belong to anybody. Did anybody bring wealth when they were born? Oh, I didn't bring, but I made so much wealth. Yes, you didn't bring, you made the wealth. When you go, you will take. You cannot take. So what happened? God used you. God misused you. You didn't bring. You won't take. In between, he made you produce so that others get benefit. Stupid fellow, you think you are the owner of this wealth. Can you take it? You can only take your papas earning that wealth. In earning that wealth, you have done several papas, that only you can take. Or distribution, punya you have done, that punya you can take. Renounce punya and papa, you can become Brahman. This is the way to live. Having understood the first two lines, I am Isha, I have to detach. How do I transact in the world? Not envying any other's wealth, because all that is mithya, you don't need it. Just walk in the world like a Padma Patra Mevambasa, like a water on the lotus leaf. Enjoy. That life is meant to enjoy because you are not different from Ishvara. This is the first sloka. So this is what? If there is a prepared student, mean a student whose mind is completely available. A student whose mind is completely available to what I speak. His mind is not thinking what is dinner tonight. His mind is not regretting why did I come to this class. His mind is not thinking about tomorrow's market. His problems. Today, COVID numbers. If he is available, as he listens, he can feel the presence of the consciousness. That's the end of the matter. After that, the subconscious mind, habitual thinking comes. But he now knows, this is my mind, I have nothing to do with that. Even ego comes, this is ego, I have nothing to do with that. Mind, ego, I have nothing to do with that. Mano, buddhi, ahankara, chittani, naham. Nacha srotra jihve, nacha grana netri. Right? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am that Sachidananda. I am that auspiciousness, the changeless one. So having understood in this one class, having felt it vaguely, you practice it. That is the beginning, middle, and end of all learning. How many classes you need? Half an hour you need. But why don't people get it even in 100 lives? Because they still have lot of taste for the outside world. This only giving bonus benefit of doubt. Like many go to music performances, not for listening music, socializing. So therefore, they won't get it. If you are ready, if you are alert, if you have seen the world, that it has nothing but sorrow. It's complete concentrated sorrow. You will turn your attention to what is said. After that, you cannot be disturbed. This is called the path of knowledge, because you heard it, you know, you got the knowledge, you become Brahman. But many are not ready because they have attachment outside the world. What they should do? They should lead honest, dharmic, grihastha life of producing. Producing not children, producing wealth for society, sharing it. There is no life more glorious than a grihastha. If a grihastha is not there, how is a sannyasi born? The sannyasi doesn't work. Who maintains them? Grihastha. It's a noble ashrama. But people get confused. People get confused. In that, they do not know this grihastha ashrama is given to me to trim myself, to purify myself, to make me prepared for the knowledge. Grihasthasrama is a means to gain the knowledge. In Grihasthasrama, you have the three pursuits: dharma, artha, kama. Desires, fulfillment of desires through artha, and following dharma. So Grihastha can never become a gnani. He can first do them in three ashramas: brahmachari, Grihastha, vanaprastha. And then you become sannyasi. Sannyasi is not leaving the white clothes and taking to colored clothes, or leaving the home and going to Rishikesh. Sannyasa, Gurudev beautifully puts it, is not the color of the robe, it's the color of the mind. Janaka was a sannyasi. He was married, much married. Krishna was a sannyasi, 16,008 wives, because they had not attached to that. There are many people in the Grihasthas, sannyasis. There are many sannyasis who are Grihasthas because they are always thinking what they left. There is a story in Bhagavata. One Swami, his name Sarabanga. No, it's not Sarabanga. Okay, you take it as Sarabanga or X, doesn't matter, name doesn't matter. Okay. He went to meditate, thinking in the world there will be disturbances, into waters. He sat in the waters and started meditating. There, he saw the fishes living a family life. He thought, why I should also not have a family life? Sannyasi, left the world, meditating in the waters, enchanted by the family life, and marries 50 daughters of Mandata. 50 daughters of Mandata. So therefore, they are all interchangeable because it's the mind. A Grihastha can become a sannyasi can become a Grihastha. You try to change your mind through proper living as a Grihastha. First one is called Jnana Marga or Nivrutti Marga. Nivrutti, renunciation. The second one is called Pravritti Marga, proactive. Pravritti is proactive Marga. Grihasthashram, dharmic life, nothing wrong. Both will take you there. Both will take you there. Grihasthashram also can take you there. Sannyasa also can take you there. Therefore, there is nothing wrong in that. So if you cannot do that, then pursue the Pravritti Marga, Grihasthashrama. How should you do? Kurvan eveha karmani. Kurvan eva iha karmani. Iha, in this world, kurvan eva, only by doing actions. Kurvaneva karmani jiji vishechadakam samaha. If you want to live shashvatam samaha, a full life, 100 years life, evam tvayi na anyatha itaha asti. Other than this, there is no other way. Either Jnana Marga or Pravritti Marga, Nivrutti or Pravritti Marga. But a man who intelligently lives a Grihasthasrama, produces through the right means dharma, artha dharma, fulfills his desires according to dharma, dharma aviruddho kamaha, that which is not opposed to dharma. He does that, he evolves. Gradual liberation. He evolves to be a gnani. Gradual liberation doesn't mean only after death. Here itself, you gradually liberate. Jnanis get it instantly. You are gradually purifying and get the knowledge. Doesn't mean you have to die and Brahmaloka and all that. Brahmaloka is here only. Anywhere there is satsang, it is Brahmaloka. So if you want to live a full 100 life, full life of 100 years or even more. You should work. That's the only way. And such a man, when he works like this, for the cause of moksha, he works, he produces, he shares. For what? It's a means to liberation. Na karma lipyate narehi. This man, karma, actions, do not bind, do not stain, do not produce vasanas, because he is not attached to the results. He is not attached to the karma. He is not having the ego. His purpose is to reach God through pravritti. These are two paths, nivritti marga, pravritti marga. People who do not follow nivritti marga or dharmic pravritti marga, they ruin their life, says the next verse. They ruin their life, says the next verse. Kurvan neveha karmani jijivishechedagam samaha. If you want to live permanently, if you are active and dynamic, your health will be good. Therefore, you live long life. And if you are sharing with others, God will extend your life because you are useful to Him. If you are working dynamically, you live a longer, healthier life. And if you are useful to others, God will also give you extension because you are doing His work. So, Shashwati Samaha, eternal years, right? 100 years. Shatakam Samaha, Shatakam Samaha. Shatakam means 100 years. Shatakam Samaha. Evam Tvai, thus to you, na anyatha, otherwise, yataha, than this, asti, there is no other way. Shatakam Samaha, not Shashwatam, but both mean the same. Both mean the same, right? So, this is the second path. In fact, you want to enjoy life. You can never enjoy with ego. You will only enjoy by sharing. That's why Gurudev says, you have a living through what you get. You have a life through what you give. Even in our office, you go there, earn the money. Are you happy? No. When you come home, evening, go to market, spend money, you are happy. Right? In giving, there is happiness. In getting, there is agony. So a man who earns dharmically, shares with others, lives a full, happy life. Other people, what happens? He says, Asurya namate lokaha andhena tamasavrutaha tamste pretyaha abhigachamti ekecha atmahano janaha. Atmahano janaha, suiciders, means they have killed their essence, their beauty. They've destroyed their godliness. They destroyed their usefulness. They become completely nadamadam ponangal. People walking, though living as corpses. Asuryanama, sunless worlds, means dark worlds. We say this, in our normal, you say, dark ages, golden ages. I don't know what's going to happen to my life. Everything is dark. Throw me some light on that. We use this in every day. Everything is dark to me. Throw me some light. Dark ages, right? So people who neither follow the pravritti marga or nivritti marga, they are living a suicidal life. Atmahano janaha. So Gurudev divides these 18 verses into 7 waves. First wave, Gnana Marga. Second wave, Pravritti Marga. Third wave, Suicidal Marga. Then from there onwards, till 8, meditations. Fourth wave. Fifth and sixth wave, Upasanas. Seventh wave is dying man's prayer. So now we have done 3 waves. The Gnana Marga, Pravritti Marga, Suicidal Marga. Next 4 to 8 are complete meditations, which we shall see next week, because today is Krishna Jayanti. Krishna believes in Pravritti Marga, therefore he was born on the banks of Yamuna. Karma. Okay. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyati. Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Why are all you people